Hello, guys, and welcome back to my something podcast. I think this is like my fourth, fifth, or something like that. But I know there's been a few. But so, you guys want to introduce yourselves?
You want to go first?
Well, I think this might be episode 5 or 6, but anyway, hi y'all. Savage NASCAR, or you could just call me T Will.
Y'all could follow my NASCAR account. It's called NASCAR King _48. And that's me.
Yeah, I'll try to link that. I'll try to link anything you guys want in the description. But actually, now that I'm thinking, you probably don't need much introduction because we have all the other podcasts. But still, in case we have new people, because we probably do get a lot of new people who watch these. But so yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. I actually have my notes right here, so I'm thinking the first thing we should talk about is I think it's the most recent. We'll talk about the Denny Hamlin and the Denny Hamlin double yellow line incident later, but first of all, we have Alex Bowman was announced to drive the 48 next season. So, what's your guys' thoughts on that?
I'm actually not mad about it. I'm actually pretty fine. I kind of wish they retired 48, but I mean, you know, it's cool to still have it, and it's nice to have Bowman with a good car. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It surprised me because I did not see that coming whatsoever. I thought that Dumb was just going to stay in the 88. It didn't make any sense to me, but I mean, it's cool. It's still fine with me because I like Kendrick Motorsports. I mean, we mentioned it like a couple podcasts ago about like retiring numbers, and like I don't think that NASCAR can retire any numbers, especially if they're not going to do it for the 48. And I think top candidates for the 48 are definitely Aaron Clint Boyer and Kyle Larson. So it'll be interesting to see where they go.
Mm-hmm.
I say Larson's gonna go to a Hendrick car. Not gonna be the 48, but it's gonna be a Hendrick car. That's what I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's seeming pretty likely, but
But
I was
Boyer, on the other
actually.
hand, I say Boyer is probably going to the broadcast booth because nobody wants him. You know, I think Boyer's time is almost up, without a doubt. He could stay one more year. I'm mad at him about what happened at Talladega, but a little bit on the bright side of him. He's not that good driver we know of anymore. He's just a let me stay in the 15th position all day type of guy. So I don't think Boyer's gonna stay in for long.
You
Yeah, I
definitely
was.
have a good point there. I mean, you definitely have a good point there with Clint Boyer. I mean, he hasn't been very consistent. He hasn't been doing like having great finishes as of lately. But I mean, he's in the playoffs. He was above the cut line before Talladega, and I mean, Boyer, I had him going to the 48, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Because Bowman went there, so Boyer would probably go to the 88 now, and I think Jones. I had Eric Jones going to the 14 car, and the only reason why I said Kyle Larson isn't going to go to Kendrick is because Chevy, if y'all don't remember, Larson when he had his incident go down, Chevrolet cut their ties with him, and they didn't give him, or basically they got rid of their contract with him. So I don't see Kyle Larson going to a Chevy car because of that reason.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking lately. But now, as of lately, I've been a little mixed on if I think he's gonna go back to Chevy in a Hendrick car or go to like the 14 or something like that. But I'm kind of thinking it. I've been kind of thinking it's likely that he's gonna go to the 88 now. I was thinking the 48, but maybe Ally just doesn't want a driver who drop the N word. But I'm thinking it's pretty likely that he can go to the that he's gonna go to the 88.
Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I see Exalta, someone picking him up. But William Byron, on the other hand, I don't know if y'all want to get into this already, but today Dinabetto is going to sign one more year with Wood Brothers Racing. And they're going to talk about him going to the 21 in 2022. Austin Cindric is going to the 20. Leaves question or Logano, because last time I checked, they don't want another car out there, so they're going to only have 3. And I know Blaney's going to keep with them. So it's either going to be, most likely, I think it's going to be Keselowski, and Keselowski is going to go to Hendrick. But that's my prediction, and I don't know what's going to happen to the other drivers.
I agree with you on that. Like, I could definitely see that happening, and I don't know if my voice is down weird or not. I just got done recording my podcast, and basically, I definitely agree with you, Andrew. I think his last season could go to Hendrick now. I'm glad to Benedetto re-signed with the 21, and I predicted that to happen as well. And I feel like he definitely deserves, that ride. And Benedetto's just came so close to, getting a win, but he hasn't quite got there yet. It's kind of sad that, as a Benedetto fan, that he hasn't been able to get into victory lane yet. He's came second place, technically second place in only one race, but he was second in the race Sunday until they penalized him. But I'm saying, I really think Matt Benedetto definitely could get a win soon. I could see it happening. I feel really bad for him, though, not going to lie.
Yeah, I think
I say he's going to get his first career next year.
Pretty happy about. I don't really remember what I was going to say, but I was going to say something about the Benedetto going to the 48. Gosh, Benedetto staying in the 21. I think he does deserve an extra year in the 21 because this year we got COVID and all of that, so that you never know, that could mess up drivers.
All right, but Byron, I think I've already talked about it, but Byron's contract also ends. So that's why I say Brad Keselowski's going to Hendrick, because Byron, if he doesn't win next year or even get I think his time is up. Byron is going to a, lower team like RCR or something like that. But I think Brad Keselowski is going to secure his spot in Hendrick, and that is going to be that.
I don't see Brad Keselowski driving the 24 because that'd be kind of weird, like he's driving the car day. He used to beef with Gordon, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think that happening. But I can see him driving the number 5 car. I don't know if y'all remember, but he actually goes the 5 car in the Xfinity series for a couple of years. So maybe if makes a 5 car, then Brad Keselowski would drive the 5, but we'll see. It's definitely fun to talk about these rumors.
Mm-hmm.
So did we discuss the Bubba Wallace news and Denny Hamlin on the last podcast or no?
I don't think
we did.
All right.
I don't think so. So what do you think? So I guess talking about you mentioned the Bubba Wallace joining the Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin team. I guess because you brought that up, do you guys want to talk about that? What are your kind of thoughts on that?
Sure, why not? I'm actually kind of excited. Michael Jordan, I think he said a couple months ago, he said he ain't going to do anything with NASCAR. The next, boom, he has a team now. And I'm like, didn't you just say you won't going to do anything? But I don't care. I'm just excited to see what Bubba Wallace can do for Denny Hamlin. I think Bubba Wallace can actually be a championship contender for if he gets that experience, And it's another Toyota team, so that means Toyota is going to have an extra car in the field. Wow, I'm excited.
I mean, I honestly, it's been a couple weeks since the news broke with that, and I haven't really shared a whole lot of my thoughts about it, other than I think it's kind of cool, like what Andrew said. But honestly, it's a new team, so they're not going to be great right away. I don't see them like doing really good right away. I'd say maybe Bubba Wallace would probably still run about where he is now, honestly. And it may be rough. I want to see him win a race. I think a lot of people do. But I just don't see next year being a great year for Bo Wallace, but I think over time the team will improve. But I mean, as Andrew said, Joe Gibbs is an alliance with the team, so he definitely will get great equipment, but I just don't see him doing like really, really good, like as a playoff draw. I don't see him being in the playoffs. That's basically my point.
Yeah, I think I kind of see him, a few years from now, because I do agree with you that I don't see him suddenly going out there and contending for wins next season, but I think it is definitely an improvement. But I kind of see him a few years from now, like maybe kind of being like how Clint Boyer was. Like I see him, winning a few races in his career and maybe contending for a championship or two. But I think that's about how it's going to be.
Now, I do want to bring this up too. It's something that I don't think we've talked about. We haven't really talked much about Xfinity and truck, but there was news that came out the last 2 days. So there was news that Austin Cindric got an extension with Penske, and Haley Deegan is going to be running a truck race at Kansas. So, what is your thoughts about that?
Actually, I was mention that.
I don't know. I kind of saw that coming early on in the season. I'm like, okay, Haley Deegan's going to run one truck race. Oh, I thought she was already running truck a little bit, but apparently not. So I guess that's why I kind of thought that. But, I'm excited, finally get a new driver besides Danica Patrick, Jennifer Jo Cobb, or Natalie Decker. And I think there's one more, but I don't know her name. But, it's something new. She's certainly a rising star. So I cannot wait to see what she does at Kansas.
Yeah, I think this season for Haley Deegan definitely has been disappointing. Like, at least for me, it's been, and I think for a lot of people, it's been kind of a disappointing season. She's been consistent, but usually she's run about 8th or 7th. Yeah, I'm excited to see how she does in the truck series for her start. But I think that I don't see her going out there and running like top 10 or top 15 or even top 5. I think maybe a top 20 for Haley Deegan, but I don't know. I am pretty excited about it though.
Yeah,
We'll find out.
I definitely understand y'all's points, and I agree as well. And I mean, Haley Deegan, I've been saying she needs to get a truck ride, and I feel like she definitely deserves to be in the truck series. Now, I feel like we're doing the right step by doing that instead of like forcing her to Xfinity. The reason why, because like you saw what happened with Danica Patrick. Like, you got straight to Xfinity, like, that's too much. She started out at the second highest level and then was immediately thrown into a cup ride. Now with Haley Deegan, she's still young, of course. She's around, I don't know how old she is, but anyway, that doesn't mean I'm simping, by the way, for y'all that are calling me a
Simp.
Basically, Haley Deegan, I definitely think that she would do well in the Cup Series if she gets enough experience. I don't think she'll do great immediately. You know what I'm saying? I think she'll probably get a top 20. And I think she'll be doing better than Natalie Decker for sure. And I think in a couple of years, if she does really well in truck, she's definitely going to go to Sandy. And I know that a lot of people are wanting, another female driver in the Cup Series. I think she'd be the next to do that. But I think another sleeper for that is I forgot her name, but I think her name is Trotter. I'm talking about. She won a race a couple weeks ago.
Ricky Trotter.
I think she could definitely get in there, and get up into the truck too. And it's pretty cool to see. You know what I'm saying? And for Austin Cindric, I definitely think he definitely deserves a really good ride, and he's been doing great. He's had a great season, and I think Cindric again the Cup next year. I sort of had Cindric as a sleeper for the 48 in the Cup Series, but that didn't happen. So I think Cindric could get a Cup ride next year for a big team because I think he definitely deserves it. He's proved himself on the track in Xfinity Series. So, yeah, congrats to him and to Haley Deegan.
There's one driver that we need to mention, Brett Moffitt. Brett Moffitt was a Truck Series champion, and he is now not even talked of anymore. I'm a big Brett Moffitt fan, and I'm just I'm kind of mad. He went from being a big time truck winner, and then now he's just let me run in the top 10, not even win anymore. Well, I don't know what happened to him whatsoever.
I think it has to do with equipment. I mean, and the team he's on. He had some starts in the Cup Series, didn't really do well. He was with a smaller team. He definitely, is a great truck driver, and he has kind of fallen off a little bit. I don't know why. That is a good question. I think it could be because the other truck teams around them are like more improved, but I honestly don't understand why he hasn't been talked about a whole lot. But I think he could. I've been wondering why he isn't in the Xfinity series for a while. I honestly thought he'd be in the Xfinity series like full time by now. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he. I think it would be cool if you. I think he should do the Xfinity series full time and get some. I don't know. I would say get more experience, but he already won the Cup Series Rookie of the Year, but so yeah, that. But also now I'm gonna get to the next topic, and so I think I'm gonna talk about who do you think is gonna go to the 88, and then after that I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna have another topic about the double yellow line incident. So what do you think is gonna happen about the 88 with that?
Well, now I think they're going to retire to 88, and there's only two options that they really have. They can sign either Kyle Larson or Eric Jones, or they just retire it and they're going to go to a three-car team. My bad. I think they should sign Larson because Larson he was a very great Chevy driver. He was basically carrying Chevy. Him, Kurt Busch, and Chase Elliott all carrying three Chevys. I think Larson should be the guy who goes to the 88. But if I was Hendrick, I would focus more on upgrading the cars and getting them back to where they were 5 years ago. So
Mhm.
it's really half on half, 50-50. You got to take a chance, but I don't know.
I agree with you. I mean, I want to see Kyle Larson back in Chevy. I just don't see it happening because of like the contract things when it comes to the deals they had in Chevy, just not associated with Larson whatsoever. But I would love to see him in the 88. I could see that happening. You do a better job than Bowman did in the 88. But I definitely agree with Andrew. I mean, his focus is more on improving. But yeah, Andrew hasn't been the top team that they used to be. And, I mean, Chase Elliott's been doing really well. And I think it was a little bit of a stretch to say Kurt Busch was helping carry Chevy because Kurt Busch only had one win in this year. But I mean, Kurt Busch is still doing pretty well, but he's definitely not carrying Chevy, in my opinion. I get what you're saying there, and I would, other than Kyle Larson for a candidate for the 88, I think Eric Jones or Clint Boyer could do that or could probably get it. And another sleeper I have was Austin Cindric, but would be funny to have in the 88.
Uh-oh. I can't wait to hear this. Who's that?
Any guess?
Timmy Hill?
Yep, that's correct. I think I that'd be interesting.
I would love to see Timmy Hill on that card, man. Yeah, but
That
yet
might-
again,
Restrictor plates, but he always gets wrecked.
he finished in the top 10, I believe, in the Truck Series at Bristol. I believe. Didn't Timmy Hill finish top 10 in the Bristol Truck Series race?
I
don't
think
know.
so. Had some good runs like every once in a while, but we'll see.
Timmy Hill just needs better equipment so he can show off all the talent he has. Because he kind of has it, He kind of has it. I'm sorry. But I just don't know because he's always running in these little cars. And every single race, his team he runs for in the Cup, they always have terrible equipment. He's blowing engines. He's always having mechanical problems. So I think he just needs to take a little bit of a step further and just get in better equipment. Like, you got to show off your talent. But the teams that he's with are not just going to let him do it. So
I
Yeah.
think I think another candidate, or another driver, not really candidate for AA, but another driver that I think could be in Cup soon is Chase Briscoe. Now he's with Ford. I could see him going to the Ford team. And I hope he does because I'd like Chase Briscoe. I got to meet the guy last year at the Roval, and that guy's awesome, and he has an incredible story and everything. And I'd love to see Chase Briscoe in the Cup Series soon.
Me too.
Yeah.
Briscoe deserves it.
Do the Cup Series soon because that'd be really cool. I think he'd actually do pretty good. I don't know if he'd do as good as like Chase Elliott, or I think he'll definitely do pretty good.
He is driving for Haas, right? And I think Tony Stewart's making the right move, getting rid of Bowyer in 14 and putting Briscoe in it. But then again, you're thinking about Larson because Tony Stewart has a little passion towards him, so it's kind of the debate. You got Larson or Briscoe to put in that car, but yet we don't know because Clint Bowyer hasn't said anything about I'm getting re-signed. He said he wants to stay in, but Stewart hasn't said anything yet. So once again, is that half and half?
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like Bowyer. At this point, I'm kind of feeling like it's a 50-50 that he could either not return to the 14 or like Chase Briscoe go to the 14 and Bowyer get kicked out of it.
There's a lot of free agents.
Tony.
What was that? Oh, there's a lot of free agents. You're thinking about friggin' a lot. There's a lot, but something's gonna happen till the Daytona 500. So we'll wait and see, and hope it's for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Muted.
What?
Hello.
Am I muted? I don't think I was muted, but I just made a little joke about what Andrew said, but anyway, it's no big deal. But I see Matt. Matt has joined us.
Oh, hello, Matt.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Matt Moreau. I hope this is working. First time using Skype. My name is Matt Moreau, and yeah, I'm a college student at SUNY Morrisville, and I race 6 cylinders at a local track in the number 38 Crosby's Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm. Good to have you on.
Thank you.
So yeah, what were we talking about?
We were Well, I think we're kind of wrapping that up, but
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Talladega race?
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. We need to talk about this, man.
Yeah, I've been dreading.
Start for finish.
All right.
First, before we talk about the stuff that everybody wants to hear about. I think you want to talk about the racing itself because I think it was really good racing. It was like, or before that, it was a really good race, and there was even a good finish. So this race just had like everything.
Yeah,
all right.
It definitely did. It had it all. I mean, I didn't get to see the race because I was at work, but I saw some of it before I went to work, and it was pretty cool, and there was a lot of 3 and 4 ride racing, not really a lot of train racing where it's just a straight line for like 100 laps, It was really a lot of exciting action. There was a lot of wrecks. I felt like there's a little too much wrecks that could have been avoided. It definitely was something that the fans wanted to see, and they put on a good show, and we almost saw a couple flips of the Bush brothers went flying through the air. We saw Clint Bowyer dump Jimmy Johnson again. We saw it all, and then the finish, man. We get to the finish, but yeah, that was definitely going to go down as one of the races of the year, but also would go down as one of the worst calls in NASCAR history.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's just talk about me. I'm a Denny Hamlin fan, so I disagree with everything y'all gonna talk about the finish. But the race is the best Talladega race I've ever seen. The only improvements they could really work on is I guess the little momentum runs. They have a huge run on the inside and outside. Someone's gonna pull a light block. Someone's gonna go get turned. I think NASCAR needs to fix a little bit on that, but racing is almost perfect. They gotta fix a little thing. We saw some wrecks early on. I didn't really get to see that part because I was cutting grass and got to do some other things. But I didn't get to see the first few wrecks, but I did see the part where Amarola got turned. I was mad because I was pulling for Amarola badly, but Amarola got turned. It won't really anybody's fault. I think Logano pushed Bowman into him, which makes me less of a Logano fan, but I'm not a Logano fan whatsoever. Let's talk. Oh, my favorite driver got dumped by Logano / Clint Boyer. So I'm more mad at Logano, but then again, I'm mad at Boyer because Jimmy Johnson was saying this man has bumped me 6 times, whatnot. Jimmy's mad at Boyer. If Jimmy wrecks Boyer next week, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll be celebrating, but then again, he's my favorite driver. So, Kurt Busch went flying. I thought he flipped, but when they showed the replay, I was like, "Oh, my bad. I have terrible vision." But yeah, Kurt Busch went flying like a rocket the moon. So yeah, that happened. The finish, I was on my feet jumping up and down to see who was gonna win. Right, I was pulling for Denabetto. All right, I was pulling for Denabetto, but then Denny Hamlin's on the bottom. I'm like, oh crap! I thought he was out of this thing. He went under the yellow line. I was like, oh crap! There's a penalty right there. But I looked back at the replay. But not Boyer, my bad. Busher was pushing him down a little bit, and also there was a possible wreck happening. So, avoiding a wreck attempt. I know I'm messing up, but hey, Denny Hamlin won that fair 3-wide finish.
There.
That was a great finish. Great finish.
Yeah, I have a slightly different opinion of you after watching it myself. So I guess we'll have to respectfully disagree on that matter.
Yeah,
I can see that.
mean, I remember the night it happened. I disagree with Andrew, and I don't dislike him for what his opinion, because everyone's entitled to their opinion and everything, and I don't know. I wanted to rant about it. I wanted to make a rant video about it, but I didn't. I mean, there's other people that already made videos, so there's no point in me doing that. I was pulling for Vendetta to win, because he hadn't won before, and he came close so many times. And yes, he did blow by, I'm already going low. I mean, I can understand that now. With Denny Hamlin, Busher came down, but they never made contact. All right. There was no wreck. And Denny Hamlin just went, below the yellow line, for too long. He went underneath the yellow line to advance his position. You can't do that. And NASCAR needs to be more consistent when it comes to these rules. And I hate the part that made me so mad was how NASCAR acted. Yeah, we're right. Denny Hamlin, he won the race clean. He didn't cheat to win. We didn't let JGR to play us off to let Denny win this race. You know what I'm saying? Hamlin went clearly below the yellow line. Is these officials blind? You know what I'm saying? At least be more consistent. It gives me flashbacks to the Regan Smith and Tony Stewart race in 2008, where almost something similar to that happened. Regan Smith was forced below the yellow line, and Stewart was given the win anyway. I remember that made me really mad. But yeah, this race in particular, it was great, but the finish was absolutely, terrible because of the call. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he didn't throw the caution, because all this guys are going to make it photo finish. I'm glad he didn't throw the caution. But I just didn't understand some of these, at least, they should have penalized Hamlin, and they probably should have penalized Benedetto. And it made me upset that they weren't consistent enough and weren't taking the big step to make things right. I feel like NASCAR could have at least listened to the fan base, understood where they went wrong, and not be dumb in the brain a little bit, because it was clearly, Denny Hamlin didn't win that race, and and it made me mad. It made me mad for sure.
All right,
Yeah, I
the
do.
thing about it though. Oh, sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No, it's okay. You can go.
Okay, thank you. The thing about that though is Denny did have to go because it clearly looked like Bowman was about to just flat out lose it. But the part I didn't like about it, was him returning to the track. Because after looking at the replay a few times, it looked like there was like 1.5 lanes that he could have gone up on the track. That was a part I didn't like. Also about how he used the bottom to pass cars. But initially going down past the yellow line, that was fair, trying to avoid a wreck. I just don't like him merging back up or when he merged back up.
I
I
mean,
agree
yeah,
with that.
that's
I do.
facts. I will say
Even
this too, real quick. I remember the night, right after the race, the fans, the outrage, it was crazy. Like people were going berserk, and it was something that was entertaining to me, but also it was entertaining to see the NASCAR fan base, rise up and say something. And they were, I mean, the mentions of NASCAR, they were adding NASCAR in every single post. They're saying this was, wrong, and they were letting NASCAR know. And I mean, I also was in group chats, and I saw Andrew, and I feel bad for Andrew a little bit because he was getting absolutely blasted by people for his opinion. Like, I don't know if you remember Andrew, but people were going at you, bro. Like, even
I
in other
honestly didn't care.
stupid, because he thinks Hamlin, deserves to win. You know what I'm saying? I think, I mean, these incidents will cause, people in the NASCAR community to say stuff and a lot of drama. And NASCAR's been prone to wanting drama this year. So they definitely got what they wanted.
yeah, but before I kind of think that I'm not trying to, because I like everyone having their own opinion. I'm not trying to actually none of you thought I was, but just I think that I don't blame him for, he probably got it because when you're in the car, you probably get a little freaked out. So I don't really blame him for going under the line to try and avoid Busher. But what kind of bugs me is that I know that he was trying to avoid something, but he still did pass like 3 or 4 cars. It doesn't count just because he went under the line to avoid Busher. Doesn't mean he didn't pass 3 or 4 cars. So I think that because of that, I think that, and also it did look like he had a lot of room to go back up like sooner than he did, but I'll kind of let that go because again, when you're in a car, you probably get a little freaked out. So he might have could have he might have just freaked out a little because he probably, from his point of view, it probably could have looked like they were wrecking, but he still did pass those cars. So I think that's why it should be a penalty.
All right, so I don't want to get off topic, but let's talk about how Bayern saved that. Like Bayern, we're not talking about that.
That
but
was
I mean,
kind of impressive.
he
That was
did
like a
save the car.
45-degree angle.
Still ended up
So,
finishing 5th.
Congrats to William Byron for saving that car, though. Even though I'm not a fan of him, but I do respect that he saved the car. But yeah, I do agree with what Matt said. You're going below the yellow line and you have to come back. But the way he came back up, he waited too long. I mean, I do agree with that. He waited a little bit too long. But he still won, so I don't care.
Yeah, because he's your favorite driver. I think the only people who like that finish though were the Denny fans. Everybody else seems like on social media they were all freaking out.
I'm
Well,
telling you,
Hamlin's my
every
second favorite, but
I'm like
Oh, I was just looking based on your profile picture. Sorry.
yeah.
I remember like posting about it on Facebook like not long after I found out, and I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I was in NASCAR group chats or whatever. But within 5 minutes, I had 70 comments of people just like saying, a lot of cuss words and saying, "Oh, F NASCAR, NASCAR is so stupid. I'm not watching NASCAR anymore. All sorts of stuff. It was crazy. It caused such a huge, outrage and like I don't know, news story. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of funny to see people, his reactions and kind of that Vendetta lost and Denny Hamlin won. I didn't think he deserved it.
People saying that they're not going to watch NASCAR because of one stupid reason.
Yeah.
They're just going to be hypocritical. They're going to be hypocritical about that. They're gonna say, "Oh, I'm not watching NASCAR," and the very next week they're ranting about another problem. I'm sitting here thinking,
You like that, bro?
Yeah,
no, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be.
Complain a little bit.
Hey, I'm a big complainer. I like complaining too. But a couple months ago, I said I ain't watching NASCAR next year. But this was a whole different, complete thing. It was because my favorite driver was retiring, moving to a different sport. So I'm like, should I even keep watching NASCAR? And plus, I don't have that many favorite drivers anymore. But, a long thought, I'm going to keep watching NASCAR because, Hamlin's still in the sport. I like him a lot. He's a hometown driver. We're not really. He lives like an hour away from me, but it's still kind of cool. So, I'm going to keep watching it, see what happens. But, I'm going to also watch IndyCar next year. Hooray! When is their first race?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have to look that up, but it looks like you're going to be watching only the road courses. Because due to safety, Jimmy Jam's not doing the ovals.
Well,
That's
I
a
mean,
disappointment.
regardless, Stan is.
How many races did the IndyCar do a year?
I think 18 or 20. One of them two, maybe something less than that. I don't know.
I was
What's a
thinking
NASCAR by a lot?
around with NASCAR, but I don't know.
Well, I'm going to be watching IndyCar and NASCAR then. But NASCAR, I'm going to stick with NASCAR as a main sport. I'm going to be a big fan of NASCAR still. IndyCar is going to be a sad thing, but it's kind of sad, Jimmy Johnson's retiring in 5 weeks. Yeah, this is crazy, man. We're coming to an end of a legacy that's been around since 2002. I've been a fan for his whole career, basically. And, I didn't really get back into NASCAR until 2017. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you know what? It's all right. Jimmy Johnson's going to win the next year. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, wow, Jimmy Johnson will not win since 2017. He won't have a Jeff Gordon career, Jeff Gordon had a very good ending. Wow.
Yeah,
But it's kind of sad, I've been a big Jimmy fan, and it's coming to an end. So I hope I hope he goes out the Richard Petty way, gets to wave to the crowd, and they're playing a song in the background. Yeah, that's gonna make me emotional.
Yeah, we'll all be in tears, bro. Like I definitely agree with you on that. Like it's gonna be, sad, but Jimmy Johnson, legend for life, you know what I'm saying? I've always loved Jimmy Johnson and he definitely made his mark on the sport.
Yeah, that's gonna be a sad day watching his final full-time start. You never know, he might do another start, but it's definitely gonna be really sad.
Jimmy Johnson's all fascinated with road courses, but let's talk about he's only got three road course wins in NASCAR. He's going out there in IndyCar racing road courses. What is he? I mean, I know there's two differences. You got one that's very, very, very aerodynamic, and one that's just meant for ovals. But NASCAR and IndyCar are two different things. We don't know. Jimmy Johnson could become another could be a 7-time IndyCar champion. But no, I'm thinking way too far. Let me stop. But no. But
Yeah,
no,
I think.
My
Sorry.
bad. You can go.
Okay, but actually, I was thinking he has a chance of actually doing pretty okay in IndyCar, like maybe top 15. But now it kind of does demote that a little bit because I do think that he isn't really the best at road courses, but I hope wouldn't it be cool if he wins like 5 races? That I think I'm getting a getting a little ahead too, but that would be pretty cool.
They would.
Yeah, it would definitely be cool to see him win on something different. But even though he does only have 3 road course wins, I'm taking that statistics from you. I don't know how many it is actually,
Me
but
neither.
but if you look at like the Roval, Daytona, he's been pretty consistent in those tracks, and consistency is key to racing anything. So he definitely does have the talent for road. It's also a completely brand new car, lots of downforce. It's much lighter than a stock car. So we'll see what happens. If you look at Danica Patrick, who came from the Indy side to NASCAR, she struggled big time because of the differences. So I guess we'll see how that transition works, kind of in the opposite way.
I don't know. We forgot all about our buddy Marcos Ambrose over here. Wait, yeah, Marcos Ambrose. Marcos Ambrose. Well, wait, did he get his only in first? Wait, did he? How many wins does Marcos? Not Marcos. I meant Juan Pablo Montoya. My bad. Juan Pablo Montoya. How many wins did Juan Pablo have?
I think he had 2 or 1. No, yeah, he had.
Was both of them at a road course or what?
What? Yeah,
And-
they're both road courses.
I don't know. Jimmy Johnson might be okay in IndyCar, but
I remember there was one race at Dover. I was watching my man Tony Stewart. He was chasing down Juan right there at the end.
Oh boy, the days at Stewart.
Said he's because they said he jumped the restart and they penalized him. Montoya was going to win. They sure passed him at like 2 laps ago. I remember that. I was so upset about that too. I was like, I think I was like 13 at the time or 12 or whatever. I literally was about to throw something. I was that mad.
I was
Wait,
so
what happened now?
excited. You know, little me was just jumping up and down.
Wait, what race are we talking about? I forgot.
I don't know the year, but it was Dover.
Dover.
I believe Tony won the race. I think Juan came in like 3rd or something because his car lost handling.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, one thing we need to talk about. We need to do a podcast about our least favorite races and like the matches we've ever been watching certain races, and we also need to talk about the saddest we've ever been watching, certain races. Like our least favorite or like our saddest NASCAR races. That'd be kind of fun. Sure.
Oh man, that's gonna.
I'm just
I
gonna
gotta
say.
think on that one.
I'm just gonna say the saddest. I don't know. We should probably do a whole nother thing for this, but I'm just gonna say the saddest I've ever been watching a NASCAR race was 2020 Darlington.
Oh man, I'm with you there, man. No, it's more like the
First one.
Oh yeah, I don't know Darlington. The first Darlington race after they came back from the.
Yeah.
After they came back from the stopping.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Jimmy. The Jimmy.
Yeah,
the first one. So are you a Jimmy fan?
Yeah, I'm more of a Jimmy fan, but I'm switching to Denny Hamlin next year. Thank God I finally have a driver that wins.
Well, what about you, Josiah? Are you a Jimmy fan or?
Yeah, I'm a really big Jimmy fan.
All right, yeah, that moment really hurt a lot of Jimmy fans.
Jimmy finally does good, and then all of a sudden he chokes his win out.
He probably could have won that race too. You never know. It was just the first day.
He did have a strong car. All of the Hendrick guys did, but they did fade at the end. So I wonder what. Actually, the team didn't really fade. They just all struggled mechanically. So I wonder what the outcome would have been if he navigated traffic with Buescher a little better.
I think Jimmy just thought he can do it, but then all of a sudden he was like, you know what? Let me just get too aggressive on a lap car. Stop being like Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart over here, please.
I mean, he did get a little play, clipped him a little bit, and then physics came into play.
You know what?
He tried to go tap into his right rear, and then that and then that put Buescher in the wall, and then because of that, it like shot Jimmy down, and it was
Yeah,
that was
Buescher got put in the wall. He bounced off of the wall right into Jimmy, and then Jimmy was going for a ride, but I think Jimmy just got tight there. Probably asking a little too much, but
Yeah.
Hey, early on, Tony Stewart said he was going to race at the Indy Road Course for Xfinity. Man, I was all excited, and then all of a sudden the coronavirus came around. I was like, you know what? He's still going. Tony just changed his mind last minute, and I'm like, God,
yeah,
bro
because no
can't go to a
fans.
race. It's all right. Tony Stewart's going to do it next year. We all know it. And if Tony Stewart wins that thing, I'm going to be very, very happy because, we haven't seen smoke win since Sonoma.
I mean, like what,
Yeah.
2015, 14?
16.
Yep,
last
16.
year.
Yeah, that was definitely it with Dana's career. I hate the subject. I don't really have much time. I have about 10 minutes remaining before I have to go to work. But I just wanted to Monday.
What?
What'd you say?
You didn't hear me?
No,
No.
you're cutting in and
You're-
out.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
breaking up a little.
Why? But basically, I said I don't have much time left. I have about 10 minutes left before I have to go to work. I was wondering what is y'all's thought or prediction for this upcoming Sunday's race at the Roval?
Not too. I've never been a Roval fan ever. I hated the idea when it was first brought up. The only great part is the finishes. I never had enjoyment watching the races. I don't want to talk about 2018, but in general, I don't like the Roval. It's just boring until the finishes. So I don't really have much excitement.
Yeah, can we just not talk about the 2018 finish? Because that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I broke something because of that. Wait, what?
I would disagree with you, Andrew, about it being boring because, I mean, in my opinion, I think the road was actually pretty fun. I mean, the last two seasons, a lot of people watched watched the Rovals. Like, I remember going to the Roval last year, and that thing was almost sold out. And it was, a lot of people liked it, and it had a lot of excitement. You saw crashes, you saw unexpected things, and I think we'll definitely see crashes on Sunday. Maybe we'll have a third year in a row where someone locks up the brakes into the heartburn turn. You know what I'm saying? Like the controller disconnected. We might see one of those again. And I'm picking Martin Truex Jr. to win that race because I feel like a win has been long overdue for him. I'm not a Truex fan or anything like that, but I think Truex would probably win. But I want to see Jimmy Johnson win so bad. I think he could definitely have a shot. He did really good.
Oh, you just named two drivers that were involved in the accident now.
And Jimmy Johnson's had really good runs at the Center Rovals. Like if you saw the Daytona race, he was up front all day in that. And
Yeah, he was pretty good.
18, but he did really good in that one too. And the one last year, Chase Elliott thought that they're really good as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the top.
I just wanted to see someone win who's not Chase Elliott because he's been dominating all of the road courses. So if someone other than Chase Elliott wins, that'll be a good variation.
If Jimmy Johnson wins the road course, man,
I'm gonna cry. My head's gonna explode.
I messaged Martinsville on Instagram like a month ago. They responded back saying that we're working with state officials and everything. So basically, that just told me that they're not going to have a race. And today, Martinsville got back at me and said, "Hey, we're letting fans back in." And I'm sitting here jumping up and down. I finally get to go see a race this year. I finally get to see Jimmy Johnson in his last season at one of his best trips. If Jimmy Johnson would win that race,
I'm gonna be so.
Man, I wouldn't know what to say. I haven't been to Martinsville since 2011, and Denny Hamlin won that race, so I'm actually kind of happy about that one. But I remember that day. I was up in it was on the backstretch, right? Hamlin was coming across the line. Everybody was celebrating. I don't know. I think I was 8 at the time. I have a bunch of pictures. I was 8 at the time, something like that. I met Jimmy Johnson's crew. I didn't get to meet Jimmy himself, but I met Chad Kennels. That was kind of cool. But I remember that day, and it stays with me instead of Richmond because I don't like Richmond much. But it's actually pretty cool.
Like Martinsville is definitely a track where Jimmy Johnson's been good at, and I've been to a couple races in Martinsville myself. It's really fun. I haven't been to a Martinsville race since like 2014, but the Martinsville races are definitely really good. I remember the 2011 race a little bit. I didn't go. I met a couple drivers at the Martinsville races at the times I went there, but yeah, I don't. When is Martinsville, by the way? Is Martinsville like 3 weeks from now?
It's November 1st, so kind of.
It's the third race. I think it might be in 4 weeks.
Man, I just want Kansas and Texas to be gone. They got rid of Kentucky, but not Kansas. What is this? Like, Kentucky has been great for the last 2 years. I mean, Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch, and then you got Cole Cuss. Oh, it's been a great last 2 years for Kentucky. Why would they get rid of the two great? We need to talk about that. Why would they get rid of Chicagoland and Kentucky, even though they were great in the last few seasons?
Chicagoland need to go.
There's literally like no reason that I can think of.
I mean,
exactly.
The finishes were good, but I remember the actual race itself was not as good. But a lot of people just remember the finish.
Yeah,
Chicago was a great race. I like Chicago races, especially with the Bowman thing. Bowman deserved that win. I'm happy for Bowman. That was a good race. But
yeah, I like that.
I definitely agree about Kentucky. Like, I didn't see why they had to get rid of that because they've had some really good races there. Now, Chicagoland, I kind of mentioned on my Savage NASCAR podcast. Like, I can understand why Chicagoland's gone because that's the only good race that Chicagoland's ever had. Like, you have to think about it. The only good races I can recall Chicagoland having was the Overton 400 in 2018 when Kyle Busch and Larson had the crazy finish, and the 2001 one. Other than that, it's been boring. So I'm glad that they added the new road courses in Road America and Circuit of the Americas, because like in other podcasts I've been saying, they need to add more road courses. I'm glad they're doing that. So, and my prediction kind of, so I'm happy to see that, but I'm also kind of sad to see Kentucky go.
Now, the one road course I actually kind of excited for in the Cup Series is the which one is it? Road America. I'm actually happy that they're in the Cup finally. I've been actually waiting for that. But Coda has been a track we haven't seen yet, so I don't know about that one. The Indy Road Course and the Daytona Road Course, I just... And now the Daytona Road Course had some good racing. I'm not going to lie about that, but I just don't like it. It replaces the Clash with that. Now, that saves a lot of money for the team owners because not a lot of wrecks are going to happen. Now, that's a good thing, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of road courses, but I mean, you know, I'm just stuck with Sonoma and the Glen.
Sonoma need to go because I feel like Sonoma hasn't really done pretty well the last couple of years. And Sonoma, with the California restrictions and stuff, it makes sense that they didn't go to Sonoma this year. But I definitely feel like Sonoma needs to go. I feel like it's had its place in NASCAR, but it's just not fun to watch races anymore there.
You know what they need to do? They need to move Sonoma to a May or April race where the grass is actually green and not dried up dead. That would be pretty. That would be so
And
much
drivers
different.
don't get blisters on their feet every single time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that would be so nice to see a green road course for once. Besides the Glen.
You could see a green one if you watch IndyCar, actually. When they go to Sonoma, it's green there. It's really weird.
Well, I'm going to be watching it when Jimmy races there, so yeah.
It'd be nice to see a snow race. I know they're having a dirt race, you know, next
snow
year.
race? Like, we can do that up in New York.
That would be an automatic death, though, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they could have had the Martinsville when Boyer won.
Just add some snow tires.
I want rain tires. We haven't even got the rain tires yet. Why are we going to snow? I want rain. I want to have some rain ovals.
These rain delays need to stop,
Rain,
man.
oh, that'll be a disaster. All the overspray, you can't see anything.
I mean, hey, I don't understand why NASCAR won't let drivers use rain tires. Xfinity runs them, well, not Cup. I
Yeah.
mean,
Cup will run it. It's just never rained when they went to a road course yet.
well, they will be on Saturday, Sunday because looking at the forecast, it's going to be raining all weekend.
Yep,
So
it is. It's going to be raining, man. It's been sunny this week up here in Charlotte, but yeah, it's supposed to rain. Unfortunately, I won't see the race because I'll actually be broadcasting at the internship. But yeah, sorry, I'm actually gonna have to go now because it's 4. I have to go to work, so
Oh,
I'm gonna have to get out. But thanks for having me on today, y'all. It's nice talking to you all.
yeah, it was pretty nice.
gonna miss the
Bye.
must.
Yeah, man, I shaved it yesterday. Go check out my YouTube video if you haven't yet.
He's so weird looking at you now. Why'd you get rid of it?
It is
Yeah.
definitely different, bro.
I missed the 2 little caterpillar friends.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see y'all, man.
Hey,
All
bye.
right.
I was actually gonna get ending pretty soon here, but I don't know. But so you guys have anything else that you want to talk about?
Well, not much, but we can talk about. Oh yeah, I've been. Yeah, y'all can still hear me, right?
Yep, we
Yeah.
got you.
Okay, I was getting a FaceTime call for somebody. That kind of screwed up what I was saying. But when I'm doing some schoolwork, I have a NASCAR race on the background ever since day one. I have a NASCAR playlist that I got. The first race starts from 1979, the Daytona 500. That's the first race I watched, and I've gotten to the 2007 season. I've been watching like 5 races a day, so it's gotten pretty quick. I don't have every race from every season, but I only have the good ones, really. And I'm on the 2007 Daytona 500 or something like that. It's actually been pretty entertaining to watch all these old races and seeing all these old names. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Man, it was so good seeing Jimmy Johnson dominate. But you know,
So
it's actually pretty entertaining to watch the old races because I grew up with all these old drivers like Greg Biffle and Ricky Rudd and kind of like them. But now everybody's retired. I'm like, who should I pick as my favorite driver besides Hamlin? All I got now is Kurt Busch, and Kurt Busch said he don't even want to drive in 2022 anymore. So I don't even know who's going to be after Kurt Busch. But it's kind of sad to see all these drivers are gone, and like most of them don't even deal with the sport anymore, which is kind of understandable. But don't pull off a Carl Edwards, just leave and never even mention the sport again in your life. But
yeah,
I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it's gonna happen with Jimmy Johnson. Johnson's gonna leave the NASCAR, and he's just gonna never even come back to it. So I'm just trying to get to my point, saying that Jimmy
He
Johnson, when
might
he
do a
retires,
few, but
yeah, but he's not going to commentate give me a minute. He's not going to commentate a race like Chad Knaus would. You know, like Fox would have these little cameos in them. But that was a good idea for Fox. Saves them a lot of stuff to do. But
yeah, I think that everyone's been talking about Jimmy going to IndyCar, which I think that's gonna be pretty cool and cool to watch him. But I've been wondering what if he's gonna do any dirt races. 'Cause I think that'd be cool. Like maybe try some of those old, I don't know, like super trucks or sport trucks or whatever they're called. I think that'd be cool if he did one of those or just anything not like NASCAR dirt racing or even like sprint cars or anything. But I think just stuff like what I said, like the Lucas Oil racing
oh, the
series.
Baja.
Yeah, the Baja would be cool. Stuff like that.
you know
Yeah,
what?
Jimmy likes trying new stuff, so I think that's why he's doing IndyCar. It's different,
You know
relatively
what?
new. Unfortunately, he's not doing ovals, but that's probably because his significant other had something to say about that.
Who's that?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. Wait, who?
His wife probably didn't let him do ovals because of seeing all of the wrecks.
Man, no, I mean, she's already seen him wreck a couple times, so I don't understand. But
But the Indy
I,
car being open cockpit, and after looking at like Pocono, especially Pocono,
that's just not. Yeah, one of my favorite drivers wrecked there pretty hard. He was driving the 19 car. I remember that like yesterday.
thankfully
But,
IndyCar is not going Pocono anymore though.
well, that's kind of sad because Pocono is kind of a history track there, ain't it?
I mean, there is some historic significance there, but a lot of the times, especially in the past recent, being 2019 and 18, they've always had like first lap wrecks and everyone's all bunched up together, so it is kind of dangerous. High speeds, you got people going three wide, one mistake, and you're easily almost paralyzed.
You know what kind of got me mad from hearing from the new NASCAR season that we're not racing at the Indy race. That's kind of a historical track, not the race. All right, they're racing at the road course, not the oval or whatever.
It was kind
Speedway.
of boring though.
I know it is boring, but I mean, you're getting rid of a historical track, and I'm sitting here thinking, man, we had some fun there. Jimmy Johnson wrecked, had another chance at winning that year, but we don't talk about it much. But Indy has some pretty okay finishes. You know, Brad Keselowski almost died from getting crushed by his car. Everybody was talking about that. Wait, I didn't actually get to see that wreck, so I don't know what they're talking about. So, Indy is a track I like only because of its history, but not because of the racing. You know, I like it because of the history. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. But also kind of. Actually, I don't know if you're still talking because sometimes you've cut out a little bit.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. Because I saw your little thing was white around your thing, and I didn't want to like interrupt you or anything. Because if you were like in the middle of still saying something, but
Nah.
okay. Also, I was gonna, since we have a guest on here, I was gonna wanted to talk about you for a little bit. Like, do you want to kind of explain what you do and racing and driving and all that stuff?
I don't see anyone else in the chat, so I assume you're talking about me.
Yeah, sure. I'm running what's it called, the iRock series and everything. No, I'm playing. I wish though. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So you just want me to kind of just like talk about racing in general, or?
Just talk about like kind of
So,
what you
like,
do.
how do you got into racing and all that?
Yeah.
Kinda
Okay.
stuff.
Gosh, being put on the spotlight, gotta think now. But I started in 2013, racing go-karts. I went to, or we have this used kart place near us. We went there after I kind of looked around a little bit at some different tracks, and the person there suggested a road course. And at the time, I'm big NASCAR fan, still a NASCAR fan. I liked watching ovals. I didn't know much about road course, so I just tried it. And worst case, you could easily sell the cart, get one that's meant for oval. But I ended up liking the road course. It's difficult, but it teaches you some skill sets, like passing. Passing's much difficult on the road course. Uh,
I'm gonna be a
and yeah,
Dale
just
Earnhardt
trying to
and
like
bump
pay
everybody out of the
attention.
way.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm gonna be like Dale Earnhardt and just bump everybody out of the way.
Yeah, that's a honestly that's a pet peeve watching NASCAR go on road course. Like if you look at IndyCar or like any other series, they show respect to the other drivers. NASCAR, not so much. They're like, I got fenders, let's use them. But
Well, I
then,
mean, that's kind of why I like NASCAR, because you get the bump and all that, and everybody gets mad at each other. So it causes a little bit more commotion. But IndyCar and F1, it's like, okay, let's just run and not even touch. And I'm like, what? Why not? But the next thing you know, your wing or something's gonna fly off, and I'm like, oh snap! Well, I'm out of the race.
yeah, they are pretty difficult. That's going to be a different atmosphere, for sure. Because this past year I was only able to practice, with my six-cylinder race car. Couldn't actually race yet because of our governor, and the rules he put. But I'm hoping to race that next year. I have some practice, so hopefully I don't show my rookie stripes too much.
Noise.
But like, actually, I was just wondering. I haven't really seen yet, but what number do you drive?
I always race with a number 38.
Oh
It's
my
the
god! I
color.
actually guessed it right in my head. I was talking to myself like, you know what? I bet you he drives a number 30 in his name. I can't believe I guessed that right. I'm sitting here
Yeah,
like, oh wow.
always 38. Color scheme, it's usually pretty similar. It's always black in some other color. So I use my matte black, matte with two T's.
Hey Jose, did I ever tell you who my uncle is or no?
Isn't your uncle Elliot Sadler?
That was that one I mentioned. You drive the 38, right? So my uncle used to drive that, so it's kind of cool.
Hmm.
Wait, you're related to Elliot Sadler?
Yeah, not blood related though. He's just like my dad's sister got with him and everything.
Oh, okay. So you don't have any connections there, unfortunately.
Yeah, kind of sad.
Yeah, but actually, now that you kind of bring that up, I just thought it'd be kind of cool to ask. I don't know. Maybe we should like save this for like something else. But kind of want to ask you: do you have any stories with any story that you want to tell with about Elliot Sadler or anything? If if there's anything interesting.
Well, the reason why he retired is so he can help his kids out with baseball. He owns a little league baseball team just to help out my cousins out, his little children and everything. It's kind of cool. I don't get to see him much, but I do get to see his kids a lot. It's kind of cool, you know. We get to talk a lot, we get to do everything, but it's like I haven't seen him in a while since COVID hit, so it's like I haven't seen him in like a year maybe. But I think one of the racing stories that I have is that I've always gone to Richmond, and I went to his last Richmond race, and that was kind of special because everybody was like, "Oh, you're retiring, and this is your home track, basically." I'm sitting here like, "Wow, a lot of people actually care for him," because he's one of the most popular driver, like 5 years in a row in the sport, Xfinity series, anyways. So it was kind of cool, and he was in third place, I believe, with like 5 laps to go, and there was a caution. And Dale Jr. and I believe Justin Allgaier were in the top two. Oh, everybody was going crazy. I wasn't in the stands. I wish I was in the stands, but we were actually up there in the booth, kinda. So everybody was going crazy. Everybody was hoping he would win, but he didn't. So he finished third, I believe, that night. And we all got to go see the interviews and everything. That's kind of like the last thing I have, like racing wise. But then I watched his championship race, and not the championship, the last race he raced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of sad, because that was his last race in the Xfinity Series full time. I was like, dang it, it's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Like Elliot Sadler.
yeah, but the let's see, what was I on? The championship race. He was in the championship 4 in 2018. Uh, he was in first with like 30 to go. I was down. I was over at my grandparents' house watching the race. I was just so crazy and everything because I thought he can win it. Oh, look. Oh, no, wait. It was the 2017 race. My bad. Wait. When did William Byron join Cup?
2018.
Okay, yeah, my bad. 2017 championship. That's my fault. But here comes William Byron out of all of a sudden here he comes flying by. I'm sitting here like, what happened? They showed a replay. He hit the wall and I got mad. Here comes Elliott. He was coming back. Ryan Preece. Oh man, I was mad. I was screaming and everything. Ugh. But I don't blame all that on Ryan Preece, but I blame most of it. I don't like Ryan Preece because of that. But yeah, that was kind of hard.
Mm.
But I don't really know because I didn't really get to focus on his racing career much. But it was kind of cool while it lasted, I guess. But nowadays he's just sitting home and just helping his kids out with baseball and all that stuff, which is kind of neat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he also does these iRacing, you know. Ever since the NASCAR got into iRacing, he's also gotten into that too. So that's also neat. That's probably the last thing I could probably mention, unless you ask about his days in like the 2004 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a few people, they're showing on their stories and such that they're racing against Elliott Sadler, and I haven't raced against him personally, but I thought that was really cool.
They probably have.
Yeah,
It was probably his son, probably, because he does that too. But it's
yeah, I
actually
saw.
pretty neat.
Like iRacing, maybe.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
probably iRacing.
I know he was in the series, but I don't know like where it was at or something. I don't know where to watch it and stuff. So it's like, where do I watch it again? I can't find it. So maybe they just do it like in a private thing, so they don't stream it on YouTube or anything. It's kind of sad. You know, I did. You know, I actually met Clint Boyer because of Elliott. I was in his motorhome, right, and Clint Boyer and Danica Patrick were hanging out with him. I'm like, oh crap, I get to meet the whole squad. Except I didn't actually go up to talk to him because I was nervous, but I did get to see him. And Clint Boyer did shake my hand. That was pretty cool.
That must have been cool.
Yeah, because Brett Griffin, Clint Boyer spotted Elliott in the Xfinity series, so that was also pretty cool.
But yeah, it kind of seems like now later into this we're kind of lacking things to talk about. We just kind of have to throw them into the bowl and just see if we want to talk about it. But I was actually gonna get ending the podcast now. So, do any of you guys have any final words you want to say before this ends?
Follow my NASCAR account on Instagram, NASCAR King _48. And if you want to be in my sim series, just let me know because I run a sim league. Not many people are in it. Only Savage NASCAR is on it. So that's not only him, but that's the only person that the people would watch only know. So.
Do you have anything you want to say, Matt?
No, not really. I mean, thanks for inviting me. Podcast is definitely fun. So I guess I'm not sure how many viewers you got, but I guess since Andrew gave himself a shout out, I guess I should probably do the same. But my Instagram is shadow _ racing 38. So thank you.
Yeah, I always have a lot of fun doing these. But anyway,
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But anyways, I hope everyone, all the viewers watching this video, I hope you enjoyed. I'm hoping to get my channel growing pretty fast soon. I'm hoping it does grow really soon, but I thank you guys for being on here and being able to be on here, you know, through whenever we do it. But I hope the viewers enjoy this video. So bye guys.
See ya.